So the Asset and Liability Register is a requirement of the HCA that you have an accurate and up-to-date and thorough list of all of the properties which are owned by you. It needs to detail the title number, the property address, whether the property is freehold or leasehold, and what term of years is left to run. It also needs to detail all of the restrictions on use, disposal and value which affect the properties. Your boards will need to certify in their annual financial statements, which they will sign in around June 2016, that they've been complying with the standards. And one of the standards is that you have an accurate and up-to-date asset and liability register. So if you don't have that register in place by June 2016, your boards are going to find it difficult to confirm compliance. So we at Devonshires are advising clients to take 5 steps in order to secure compliance with the register. Step 1 is to identify all of the properties that you own and the title numbers for those properties and all the other basic information that the HCA requires to go on the register, which can be done by utilising the Land Registry's PM1 search service. Step 2 is identifying any properties which you own which are unregistered and locating any unregistered title deeds for those, and if you don't have the unregistered title deeds, preparing statutory declarations as to the loss of the deeds and getting those properties registered at the Land Registry. Step 3 is trying to locate copies of all of the certificates of title for those properties which have been charged in the past, because if you can find copies of those certificates of title, you don't need to do a due diligence review to identify the restrictions which affect use, disposal and value on those properties, because those restrictions would be contained in the certificates of title. That will involve identifying which solicitors acted for you when you were charging the properties, contacting them to see if they have copies of the certificates of title, and if they don't, contacting the lenders to see if they do. Step 4 is having due diligence reviews prepared on any properties which are charged where the certificates of title haven't been located, and on any properties which are uncharged. An alternative to having due diligence reviews done on your uncharged properties is to actually get the properties ready for charging, because you then get an added benefit of having a pool of properties that you can charge in the future, rather than just doing the minimum due diligence review to satisfy the HCA. At Devonshires, we've developed specialist software to speed up the process of preparing the asset and liability registers for our clients. We recognise that it's a time-consuming process to create your register, and we're always on hand to help and advise any existing clients and prospective new clients on how best to do it.